Welcome to Home Cinema and Tech Review. In this video, I'll be reviewing Wanbo Mozart 1. This is Wanbo's latest generation projector. And it's full HD and quite a bit of powerful projector. As you can see, this is a lit environment and I am projecting from Wanbo Mozart 1. It's not coming from ultra short throw Xiaomi 4K here. The Vividstorm ALR screen just makes me able to project in a lit environment like this. Right now, where you are sitting, I can read books. So this room is a mid-level lit room for my taste, for my description, if you know the room, and you can check the other videos. So in the beginning of the video, to keep things short, I will give you my conclusion in advance. So this video won't be short. So I make sure that I will give my conclusion first, and then you will enjoy the parts. Before that, I'd like to talk about the discount potential. At the bottom of this description. You can purchase your Wanbo Mozart 1 after watching this video. If you ever decided, you can purchase it a lot cheaper, like probably $45 to $50 range of big discount. So normally this device is around probably $399, but you can have it less than $350, which is going to be quite a bit of bargain if you ask me, if you learn all the specs in this video. So let's start. What is Wanbo Mozart 1? This is the biggest projector by muscle-wise, size-wise, and spec-wise from the Wanbo brand. So Wanbo Mozart 1 has 900 Ansilumens of power, and which is a quite powerful unit. LED small projector. It's not the smallest one in the market, but it has a passive base drive, as you can see here, and it has 16 watts of RMS power, and it feels like you have Bang & Olufsen or kind of like a high-end, brands when it comes down to the audio solutions, like a Harman Kardon style. Some of the high-end projectors above 1,500, maybe even 2,000 level, $2,000 level projectors have that sort of thing. So it has a dedicated kind of like a big Bluetooth speaker inside, and it gives quite a bit of powerful sound, and you will be hearing all of these in the later part of this video. And what we have is autofocus, auto keystone correction, auto screen detection, and also nearly automatic everything when it's open up or when you move it around, and you'll be seeing those functions alive. By the way, the physical qualities, everybody asked, because I've asked you to ask me what you want to learn about this device, because everybody wonders. The physical quality, it is a top-notch physical quality. If you compare it like Xbox Series X right beside it, let me just hold it. This is a Xbox Series X connected to it, and it's right now playing 4K YouTube videos, as you can see here. And you'll be seeing in the later part of this video, you'll be seeing Xbox Series X gameplay too with this device. So I've used it, I've tested the device. What I can tell you, it's quite a bit of everyday use, kind of like a full HD projector. What I mean by that, in my early videos, I told you like Epson TW750, like 650, those are kind of like the golfs of the projectors. This is the LED version of that sort of projector. So this territory is difficult to bite. I think Wanbo is trying to get higher bite of the bigger brands on the projector market. Like this is a difficult action for a brand to take. And I think they're trying their best to achieve, because they're trying to give as much a spec as possible for the lowest price. Let's just summarize this. How is this happening? What's this device giving to us? Like $399, maybe 350 with the discount, less than 350 with the discount. So count down the specs. When I say it, when I say the specs, you'll be seeing them on the screen. So 900 Ansilumens of power, HDR, 16 watts of RMS, fully capable Google Play included Android system inside, and it's quite fast, 2 gigabytes, 32 gigabytes of storage kind of like, and also the RAM. So what do we have left? We have autofocus functions all around, and it has power supply included, so you can go with single cable, like a power supply, PC power supply cable. So you can easily find a longer cable than original cable, just with quite a bit of cheap money. And you can put it on a mount of like ceiling with just single long cable option. That's also a plus. You got casting inside, building everything inside. And the autofocus, auto correction, auto screen calculations, and auto keystoning, everything just make this device, it is much more livable than regular bulb projectors. Let me just give you an example to explain. This is a $1,500 projector, Xiaomi Ultra Short Throw 4K, and it's my daily projector with the Vividstorm ALR. This is $1,200 range of screen. So this combination is around 3K, maybe even more, depending on your projector choice. So this device doesn't have autofocus function. I have to do it with the remote control and from the menu. And I have to go inside of a menu, not just like this. Xiaomi has a function button with the focusing, and it has very little slow motions between the step motor of the focus can give me the little steps, so I can clearly see my focus. That's a plus. I can't do it with this Xiaomi. It's difficult to have autofocus right with the autofocus function projector. So this is a plus with this price range. And it's giving me a projector speaker. This device with the 1,500 Ansilumen of 1,600 Ansilumens of power, $1,500 price. It has given me 30 watts of RMS speaker. This is giving 60 watts. And here inside of my TV cabinet, I have 4K, $1,500 TW7000 Epson. It doesn't have a speaker at all. So I need to connect it somehow to an audio solution with the Bluetooth or cable. So when you think all these things, this device is delivering a lot more than you think. And this device doesn't have a smart function. This does, but Wanbo's smart functions are working way much faster than this one. So if you try to achieve all the settings that Wanbo delivering, you have one option. You have to buy a projector, bulb projector. By the way, I should be getting the screen down a bit, or at least try something else with, let's just say, colory videos. So what you should be doing, buying a bulb projector with maybe brighter lumen power, but you need to buy an Android dongle for casting and also smart functions like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Google Play. And also you have to add to this like much more power consumption, okay? And if you don't have a speaker like this or a good speaker like this one, you have to include a separate speaker to it. And you have to live with a bigger device. And those bulb projectors are creating a lot of heat level. For example, this device in the review is working about 2 hours, and I've tested a lot of stuff before that, only a couple of minutes closed. The heat level is just like a breeze. If I sit right in front of it or right beside it, I'm not going to sweat at all, even in a hot day. But if I do the same thing with this Epson, I will be pretty sweaty. So this device is creating huge amount of heat levels. Yes, these devices are much more expensive. So if you want to go full HD, bulb style, like Epson, ViewSonic, and Optoma kind of like, you have to spend around $500 to $650 range of money. So this is less than half. So around at least half of the price of what we're talking about. And none of them will give you the smart functions, autofocus functions, and speaker functions like this one. By the way, when I say auto of everything, this is very, very easy, and you'll be seeing every auto function in the rest of this video. So I'm not going to talk about too much, but you might be thinking, hey, 399 or even in the discount link at the bottom of this video's description could be a little high for your budget, but you need to consider what you are getting for that money. You get the whole package in a single unit, and it has many automatic functions and better speaker to it. So if you add your device, let's just consider how much money that you're going to spend, again, to make things a visualization, sort of. If you buy a 4K Android dongle like Realme 4K dongle like mine, or Google 4K dongle to get the best picture possible and play the digital content like 4K, you need to spend around $45 in the discount time, maybe $35. And to include a dedicated 60-watt speaker, this quality, like this device's internal speakers quality, you have to spend around $40 to $50 range of money. So if you spend the $40 money to the speaker and $40 money, let's just say round numbers, to your smart dongle, you already spend $80. If you go a little bit higher and lesser than this, you'll be thinking about $75 to $100 just for the speaker and the Android dongle. I'm not talking about autofocus function, autocorrection, and everything rest comes in a single package. So if you spend another $100 to your regular projector, if you buy a bulb wise, you're going to be going about $650 to $700 just for a full HD projector. Although some of them might be more brighter than the Wanbo, it doesn't mean they will deliver the same black level, because the contrast is also important. Let me just show you one thing. This room is lit room, okay, mid-level of lit room. I can read books and you can see me and you can see this TV unit as white as possible, right? Let me just show you something. This Vividstorm ALR screen is kind of like a darker color, but it gets only the light from down below. So when I put it down, you'll be seeing much more brighter image. And I will tell you the reason. Because these screens are designed for ALR projectors, the ultra short throw projectors with a low angle, and most of the ultra short throw projectors at least 1500, 1600 lumens of power. But the Wanbo is 900. And that's why this image looks a little bit darker, but easily watchable in a lit environment like this. But let me just dial it down and show you the picture quality. By the way, this is the worst case scenario because I have 2-meter Philips Hue LED LED strip. Look at my hands. Look at my hand, how bright it is. Look at my face when I get it close to the wall. So this is the worst scenario. I can easily see the texture of the wall. Let me help you with that. This is not a lit wall anymore. The only lit light in the room is my Philips Hue bulb and my Philips Hue LED strip beneath the couch. If you know the room setup, you probably know the already old videos. Look how bright the image is, and look how bright that I get when I get close to the screen like this. By the way, this is a 100-inch of image. Wanbo declares you can go way big, like 200. You can definitely go 200-inch in a dark room. If I close all the lights, you can definitely go 200-inch. But it would get a lot more it would need a lot of distance because you can't watch 200-inch in a close way. My home has like 4.5 meter distance from the screen where I sit, and it's ideal for me to watch the 100, and I can do 120 ideally. If you go above the 120, I think you need 4K. It's not about Wanbo Mozart 1, it's about generally full HD. So it is a quite bit of a good picture. And one last thing is stepping motor gives you quite a bit of easy steps, and I show you the details in the further part of this video. But for a conclusion, it's important to having the focus button like this. I can easily tune up my focus, see the pixels, and decide whether it's focus enough for me or not. So this is the way to go. So like, let me just show you here and you'll be seeing the details. To having ability to steps very close, like couple of steps for 2 sections of this stepping motor. It's very important for me. It's difficult to get the right focus with the autofocus projectors. So to summarize the topic, would I buy Wanbo Mozart one for my daily use? I will, if I needed a full HD projector. But for me, oh, you already know I have a couple of 4Ks. And if I want to use this inside of my bedroom, this would be very powerful. So this is a professional projector for a full HD. If you're looking for a decent full HD, good projector, daily base use, like console gaming and also connecting your satellite receiver, watching content online and casting and stuff, this is it. Put it on a bookshelf or put it in a place and forget about it. Just use it every day. Or put it inside of a TV unit like this and get it out and open it in a couple of seconds and enjoy with the family members and take it out again as easy as possible. It's not a huge device. It can fit many of the TV units, drawers or separations, like parts of like this. So definitely, I hope this video gives you enough information. Don't forget about this. Below this video's description, you can find the discount link and code or some sort. You can purchase this projector for a lot less money, and you can also support the channel if you buy from the link at the description below. I will be thanking you. Of course, if you watch this video until now, don't forget this video will continue. What you will be watching, let me just remind, you'll be watching the up-close physical shots and physical qualities of this projector, very closely 4K. And you'll be seeing a dark environment, lit environment, ALR screen, gameplay footage, sound test, and sound comparison with the same level of Bluetooth device. Everything you'll be hearing them, so don't forget to use your headphones or earbuds to check that out. And what did I miss? You're probably going to see what you have to see about this projector and detail menu, of course. You'll be seeing the focus, autocorrection, everything, and also the applications. All of them you'll be watching. I think this is all in one package, and you can't get anything better than this for a brand new product. But still, you have alternatives. If I test anything, if you recommend me anything, I will test. But for now, you could think this projector for a daily base. For me, I was quite happy with the Wanbo T2 Max new in my bedroom. Wanbo T4 would be even better with an HDR. And if I use it in the bedroom, like I told you maybe in the video, if I forgot, this would be very powerful. Like I have to dim the power down, because if you watch 100-inch, like in a bedroom, close to a wall, this will be very bright. So I have to dim the settings down. By the way, the color tune-up and the image setup is quite a bit of easy. I also loved the digital zoom function while you see optically where you are. Those are the things I love the most. So I hope you enjoyed this video until the end of it without skipping the parts. And if you want to recommend this projector to anyone, or if you want to buy anything, just watch my early tutorials, try to understand how I look at things. Some people ask me in the earlier comments, like, is it going to be lasting like the Wanbo holds? The physical quality and build quality feels like it will. And none of my Wanbos had problems earlier. But for me, if you ask me, I don't use my projectors over 2 hours, even this daily base device. I use 1 hour and close it, give it a bit of rest. And I also give myself a rest for my eye health and also my total health. So it's up to you how you use the device, use these devices. So if you're going to use it in a 45-degree, like a hot summer day, and without environment like a climate cooling stuff, so you're going to be probably getting this device is very hot. That could cause some sort of a problem, but that's probably your usage scenario. So if you take good care of these devices, you won't be having any probable problems. And if you have any problems, you can easily reach the Wanbo. Share your experience at the bottom of this video. Don't forget about this. Share the knowledge that you know. Information will be useful for everyone that thinks these sort of devices. And if you want to learn alternative projectors, by the way, I'm living with the projector every day. So I'm not using a TV anymore. So I'm just a projector guy. But if any company just tries to send me TVs, I will definitely love to review them. So I will be leaving you with the detailed menus and also physical capabilities of Wanbo Mozart One. I hope to see you in the next video and continue watching. Don't skip the parts, watch till the end. In this part of the video, we're going to take a look at physical abilities, size of the Wanbo Mozart One. First thing is first, the design is very different than the other Wanbos. Of course, the simplicity has some sort of reminiscence from other models, like similarities, but Mozart One, it's like a art form. Let me just rotate the Mozart One just a little bit. This is also box content. Everything is included in a single package of the projector, so you don't have anything extra outside of the box package. We have a big, as you can see, user manual, because you can mount it at backwards, like vertical, reverse way, to the ceiling, and also it has a leg. I will show you in a second. This part of the video will be definitely for all the physical details. So this is a very detailed user manual, and we have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram account from Wanbo. I will put it aside. We have a dedicated remote control. Let me just return this and take this power cable. I will be talking about it in a couple of minutes or seconds. This is quite a bit of good tactile feeling remote control, and it's physically matching with the Wanbo Mozart One quite good. And it's not too small. Let's take a look. My hand is 24 centimeters when it's open. This thing is about 16 centimeters. Let me just hold it. 16 centimeters to 4 centimeters. And also it is quite a bit of thin, so it works with 2 AAA probably batteries. Let's just check. Yes, it is 2 AAA batteries. And the tactile feeling is just like a gamepad of this device. But one of the most important parts is we have focus button. As you can see, focus button here, the volume button here, home, return button, and settings, and the silent mute button, and also air mouse, kind of like a mouse function button, power button, and a menu detail button, and simple, elegant Wanbo text here. But this is not the only thing we're going to be talking about when it comes down to the physical points. And Wanbo acoustics looking too cool for my taste. Like the edge reminds me like an iPhone 4S, and also popular 5S series. You know, they cut it with the CNC style edge cutting. So this is a passive drive. I will show you once. Let me just show you. This is a passive drive that can move and enhance inside of the depth cabinet of 16 watt RMS speaker of the Wanbo Mozart One. But the build quality and the texture of this thing definitely looks like a Bang & Olufsen style. For the style case, this is a quite improvement. And it looks cool with the Wanbo logo too, of course. So the size of this thing is 10.5 centimeters in the width. And from the height, it's about 5.3, 5.5-ish. So this is quite a bit of big woofer area, and it is improving. By the way, with my test, I already know it. I've used this device with a lot of different stuff, but you'll be hearing the audio quality. This side of this unit is empty. It's not symmetrical, but definitely looks more slick and simpler. By the way, in the front, we are seeing the cooling elements and also the asymmetric triangle shape lines. And inside of the middle of this area, we have the focus system. So there's another camera inside probably, or a sensor. By the way, autofocus, full HD text, we can see it, and the smart projector text. The glass size is important because of the quality. This section is about 7.8 centimeters. But when we take a look at the glass, is generally 5.5 centimeters. So it's quite a big glass, like my 3 fingers. This creates the good image that we all desire from a good projector. So when we turn it to the back side, this is getting also again simple like the other Wanbo models too. So we have a place here, the 15 centimeters. The total width, by the way, around 17 and a half, maybe close to the 17.7-ish. And the height of this thing is about 22 centimeters. So the depth, let me just take a look at the depth. Depth is about, again, 21.5, like 21 to 18 centimeters, roughly. So this is rectangle style product, not like a cube one, but it's very close to a cubish look. So it is also easy to place this device inside of a TV cabinet. Probably I will show that stage in the other parts of this video as well. So we have a power input here. I will tell you in a detail. Designed by Wanbo. So this is a custom casing from Wanbo. All of the Wanbo's products are probably like this. So there is no public molding in their designs. They are designing all these devices with a probably very detailed manner. The size of these holes are not symmetrical, so it just gives quite a bit of interesting look when you look at it. So around the small ones and also inside a little bigger ones. We have speakers here and probably the bass unit around here. So if you are behind the projector, you're going to listen an incredible music. And for the small room setups, this is definitely going to be very close to you. And it's great to have it because it's working quite a bit of silently. So the physical connections, we have two USB ports, one HDMI port, and already we know we have an earbud or headphone jack, like 3.5 millimeter, and that's about it. Since we have Android, fully Android inside, which is working quite extremely speedy, fast way, so we don't need anything extra, but you can connect HDMI dongle to it and get the power out of this one of these USB ports. I also watch a couple of videos, movies, but I can't share it with you in the review. Torrent-wise, I downloaded a couple of movies and I played it directly from via USBs. No problem on that. Some users are asking that these power ports are moving. By the way, we have the physical cable of PC power supply style, but the quality is high. This is a thick cable. When the cables are getting thicker, their power and also ratio of high power deliverance are generally increasing, not just plastic increasing, also the inside, the coppers and stuff. So this is the socket. Let me just show you an example, and I'm going to tell you why I am talking about this, because some people are mentioning their cable is moving and it's not perfectly made. Let me just show you. This is where it just looks like it fits inside, but let me just click just a bit further. You see, it moves inside. So it's not perfectly fit when you put it like a PC. Let me just do it again for you to understand. It happened to me, but I realized it wasn't a problem. But in case you are not familiar with electronics, this is very important. Let me just show you again. This feels like it fits, but as you see the line, I will go inside a little bit more. So this area is half disappeared inside of the unit. So it's right now, it feels like a tank. It's not going to get out easily. Let me just take it. So if you have something like this, just put it inside as much as possible. Of course, you need to take a good care of this port too, but definitely you won't be having a lot of trouble. By the way, having no adapter is physically a good thing, because you can buy a longer cable. If you're going to install, these cables are mostly can be found in any web page, like a PC power cable. You can find many lengths. I've been using 5 or 10 meter versions of these cables for my studio lights in the studio. So you can definitely buy longer cables without cutting and try to extend the cables or looking for extender devices. So this is the physical part, but it's not just finished yet. When I put it up top, this is the bottom part of the Wanbo Mozart 1. We have a bracket 7 degree, it says on it. So they are quite into a detail. I think it's an interesting thing to see. So when I open this part, as you can see from side, it just gives 7 degree angle to the projector. Now it's looking cool and also having a little bit of angle if you're going to put it on a tabletop. and if you need an angle into throwing ratio stuff, just like a small table unit inside of any living room, this is quite a bit of good thinking. And I'm going to close it and show you in the user manual. They show you if you're going to hang this over a ceiling using in a reverse way, these feet are coming out. Okay, I'm not going to take them out, but you got 4 point of connections. This is above 3 kilos, so no single quarter-inch location here like the Wanbo T2 Max and the T4, kind of like small projectors. This is a big proper projector, so this is not focused on the portability, but focused on the professional looking of things. And one thing is, above we have a golden style power button. You will see later in the video when you hit the button, the Wanbo logo lights up. So I haven't seen anything like this cool touch over years. I would prefer it like a black one, like a Wanbo acoustic on the side, but it doesn't matter. It gives an extra touch, extra color. So I think the physical ability is near finished. I just brought Epson TW650 right beside it to make you understand for about $500 to $600 full HD projector, which is a good one. But as you can see, Wanbo is thinner on the side. Let me just put them side by side. Thinner in the side, okay, side angle. And also on the front, it looks quite a bit of cool. Let's just shoo this fly away. I don't know where it came from, but definitely looks way more professional and way more high-end than the Epson when you physically look at things. Plastic quality wise, when you hear the sound, let me just do it again. This is way more thicker plastic than this one. So even with the near half of the price, the plastic quality just extends the expectations a lot. It's different than the Wanbo's entry-level projectors. And when you touch it, the feeling of the Epson, like a surface with a texture, the Wanbo is smooth white. And when we take a look at I'm just comparing here. I know this section becomes longer with this, but let's just take a look at this. How simple this is, how complicated this is. I know you might be thinking there are buttons that you can reach easily, but also if you take a look, this is like a Mac, this is like a Windows PC. There are different reasons for everyone. So I'm not saying this is bad and this is extremely better. Just look at the difference and the concept difference of the things. Like, for example, if you take a look at above part of the Epson, there are a lot of buttons and you don't see anything on the Wanbo. There is no autofocus on the Epson. There is a proper autofocus, so we don't have to fiddle with anything. It just does everything by its own. So a lot of things to be considered side by side. This section is physically over. I think this is one of the best projectors that you can buy for this money for the looks. Just, I will increase the height of it and put the remote beneath it and turn it just a little bit more for you. So the physical qualities is finished. Some people ask, do you believe it will last long like a bulb life? And physical quality, is it good enough? Physical quality is definitely good enough. Inside the cooling system and the weight of this thing definitely feels this is all day long usable high-end projector. I'm not saying use it for endless of times like without giving it rest, but definitely this is a proper device. And some people ask me, do you believe it could last the numbers of lifetime that company declares? I do believe they can achieve similar hours because there is no reason not to believe it, that like the physical quality shows it. Like every electronic, if you have any problems, you can reach the Wanbo. So this physical part, I think I've covered nearly everything. So going to the next stage. This section of the video is about to show you how easy to use and set it up with the Wanbo Mozart 1. This is one of the best parts of the LED small projectors. They are more compact and everything is built in. So since this is an autofocus, auto correction projector, let me just show you a couple of the easy of use settings. First of all, the leg beneath, the 7-degree, right? Let's look at this. Without this 7-degree, this wouldn't be happening. That 7-degree angle from the bottom of this projector helps a lot. Let me just do it again. We are on a small table. Look at the screen and it will try to focus. And when it finishes, it just corrects every kind of corner angle. That's how easy it is. Normally, you have to go for corner keystoning and you can correct it manually with many of the regular projectors as we know it. If you don't have the chance to project a straight like this, let me just show you an angle problem. This is obvious angle problem, right? Let me just do it, and Wanbo does its thing and it auto corrects. So even if you have some sort of a focus thing, you can go manually like this and correct it until the point there where you think it's exactly matching. So how easy it is. You have focus button at the fingertips. You don't have to get it up and go to the projector if it's behind you, if it's in front of you, and it handles everything for you. This is to show you how easy it is. Let me just return it again. Just obvious return, okay? Big one to make the device understand, and rotate it again. This is a simple action. I'm doing it on the fly. And if you want to adjust the sharpness for your eye's taste, okay, you can check, get close as much as possible, and you can correct it with the focus function. Let me just do it with the focus. And right now we are matching exactly. So everything automatic. In this part of the video, we're going to take a look at the Wanbo Mozart 1's menu, which is quite a bit of detailed projector menu. Let me just stop the video. By the way, this is a New York 8K footage, but we are playing Full HD. And let me hit the menu button on the left side of the remote. We have network settings, which has wireless network. Right now it's connected, and wireless network MAC ID, which is normal. The second thing is projection. Projection menu is kind of detailed. Projection method, which means how we place the projector to the front, to the rear, front ceiling and rear ceiling, which means we can reverse this projector and put it up top like a ceiling setup, like I told you in the physical appearance. But rear projection is also important if you have a screen and you rear project like a rear projected TV style maybe. So we got a lot of options. Display scale. I will show you something. Right now it's 99, it was. Right now it is 100. But when I hit down arrow, what you're going to see, this will shrink digitally. But one important thing is the backside, the YouTube image is on. And that's a good thing. Let me tell you why. Right now, after this part of the video, I will close this, but you can see the optical image that is represented from Wanbo Mozart 1 to the wall right now, in this case, white wall. But you're also seeing what you can achieve in digital zoom way. So this shows you also your optical image and also narrowed image. Right now, this is 100 inch and this is 50%, 50 inch TV style size. This will also give you the ability to use this device as a TV from a same distance. For example, you can put it on a bookshelf and you can zoom in if you don't have options to move in and out, going back and forth, or if you don't have the cabling, and if you don't want to mess up the room setup. So this is ideal. You can connect your TV and gaming console, or maybe even satellite receiver like my setup. In this case, I have satellite receiver here. So you can connect the satellite receiver and watch TV. Is a 50 inch like a TV, and you can just push up like this and get the full HD. And as you can see, it's quite a fast procedure. I will hit OK and get back. So this scale is important. I know a lot of you have been asking for this. For trapezoid is image correction. Right now we have 51 to 24. Automatically, it did it by itself. But I will show you how far you can go. You can do it also manually. Wanbo Mozart 1 does everything automatic, easily. You can just rotate it and get it back. It does everything automatic. This is an automatic function. All this setup has been done automatically. Let me just hit the button to travel around and put the down button. By the way, again, I'm seeing the optical image that I project right now, and I will go back up. So this is not just a couple of clicks, but I can really adjust the image. So I'm not going to show you every corner. This video will be very, very long, but this is the image. So keystone reset, we can also reset the auto keystone if you wanted to. Picture focus, if I hit the picture focus, it is giving us a more contrasted black and white and does the automatically focus by itself, even though we have focus buttons on the remote. I showed you that too. Autofocus boot, it means it focuses on every boot. So if you take the projector, in my case, from TV unit or a box or the drawer, maybe in wardrobe, take it out, pull it in, put it on a table or something, sofa or something, and hit the power button, it does the focus in the boot. So when it opens, it just focuses itself. The second thing is autofocus move. When you move the projector, for example, if you're placing the projector every time somewhere else, or you're going from room to room, these settings should be open, because this is one of the best settings of the Wanbo Mozart 1. It does everything for you, but you can close it. When do you want to close it? You want to close this sort of settings if you have a setup like a bookshelf, fixed place. So you put your projector in a fixed place. You don't have to move anything. So you don't have to refocus. You don't have to readjust the corners and the keystones, and also the any kind of settings that you normally don't change. Then you can close all these automatic functions and leave the device alone. So it will be faster in every opening sequence. So auto keystone on the boot, again, at different angle, it will also keystone it. Auto keystone on the move, if you move it, it is also correcting, like I showed you in a dedicated section. Auto obstacle avoidance, I have this menu. I try to open it and close it up, and I tried several times. Probably this is a firmware thing. We should be asking this part to the Wanbo if it's truly going to work in the future, but that's not a selling point from me. I don't have anything like this in this price range. So if it comes, it would be way extra than anything I've seen. But if it doesn't come, it's not going to be bothering me because of the price. And even my $1,500 Epson 4K projector doesn't have that sort of thing. So many of the LED projectors also don't have it. So if it comes, it would be great. It's in the menu. Maybe it might be looking for an update. So this part is finished. Let's go back. Let's go to the Bluetooth. If you go to a Bluetooth, you scan for a device, you can find the sound bar, also small Bluetooth speakers, and you can also connect your earbuds, headphones, and the Bluetooth amplifiers that I showed you earlier in the channel. We have a lot of language settings. I'm not going to talk about it. This is an Android device, and we're going to go to common settings. This is one of the most important parts. And let me just go back in the menu, just cancel this movie and go back to the main menu of this device. This is the main menu of the Wanbo. I started with the settings, but I will also show you the apps. Let's go back. I didn't forget, don't worry. So the common settings: picture, sound, source settings, application management, time, and etc. Let's start with the picture. The color temperature we can adjust. Let's hit it. But the best part is Wanbo made something different. For the color part, they made a short video that when you adjust the color, you see the difference between settings. Let's hit it. And standard and user. So you can clearly see color settings if you go along with every one of them. So warm is kind of like a good for this video, but it might not be good. So I kept it cool. Let's look at the warm and let's look at the standard. I think standard is a little brighter, so we could go with that. So the picture mode is one of the important parts. Let's see. Again, we are seeing the same video, but right this time we have standard, vivid, soft, and user. As you can see, we can change it. My user settings, brightness is 50, contrast is 51, saturation is 67. I love punchy colors, that's why I'm doing it. And the sharpness is 100. Why I am going 100 is this thing isn't enough focused. No, it is for a full HD projector, but I'm used to 4K projectors, so that's why I push the sharpness as much as possible most of the time. I love punchy, edgy, crunchy visual qualities when I play also games. So you can leave it on the 50 or 65 is ideal, but I am pushing all the time. So when I get back, we can finish the sound settings. As you can see, system sounds, sound mode. We have a sound mode here, that's a plus. And standard, news, music, movies, sports, and user. When I go to the user settings, let's take a look at this, 120, and I can mix very much the tune like I really wanted to. So I'm going to stick with standard because I made the sound test comparison with the Bluetooth speaker in the standard mode. But by the way, you can use this projector as a speaker in the speaker mode. So it's definitely important to tune it up like a speaker itself. It's another plus. Many of the projectors with this price range doesn't give you something like this. Source settings, we got HDMI, USB, and also Android HDMI. So right now we are in the Android mode inside of the operation system, but we can also choose the USB if we have a USB. I will show you something much more that I liked. Application management, it's good to have here. System apps and install apps, we can find it here. What I like about it, we have File Explorer. Even my Xiaomi Ultra Short Throw 4K didn't have File Explorer in the beginning, so I had to go to the Google Play and install this device. It's important because when you install some USB dongle and when you want to watch movies that you shot or when you want to watch movies that you downloaded from the net. So I did it with the Wanbo. I can't show you that videos because of the copyright license issues, but I managed to play many of the H264 kind of like a full HD Blu-ray copies, so they work quite good. But originally purchase the digital content or buy a Blu-ray because I have a lot of Blu-rays. The iMirror and Miracast is there. I will show you these things in the app section. So when we go to the time, automatic date and time, set a time zone, 24 hours, and that's it. So the keyboard, we got options. Since it's Android keyboard, AOSP is the default, and we can manage the keyboard. Screensaver, we can manage the screensaver timing. And input port, as you can see, we don't have the active ARC right now, but if you have an ARC device, that's something good to have. Device auto power off is a good thing if you have sort of connection with other devices and if you have supporting devices. System net update, right now the system is update. This is a brand new product, but it will definitely probably get the update like the other Wanbos that I have. Factory data reset and local update if you want to update it from manually. So right now the settings are finished. This is also about. Let me just show you, this is Android 9 right now, and we got DDR 2 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of storage, and the rest is nothing important. So when I tell you this projector is fast, let's take a look at the interface. Every time I click, I can go very fast. Let me just show you how fast it is. I will hit it. You see how it flies? Even though my internet connection is not fast enough, it flows. This is a good thing to have. If you compare it to the other smart function devices like dongles and stuff, this is definitely faster. I don't know how they managed it, but this is an optimized software. So it's fast, at least as my 4K Realme dongle or the Google TV kind of stuff. So it's fast enough. You're not going to be probably having any problem at all. So let me just show you one more thing. The interface looks quite cool, but I'm not going to show you all the TV options that recommended here. We got YouTube installed and we can add apps. By the way, if you're wondering what is these two dots, these are the holes in the wall of mine, and I have another 2 holes because I had a TV here in the 65-inch, if you have watched my channel. So don't worry about this. This is not a picture problem. This is a wall problem. There are holes in the wall, on the walls. Netflix is installed. We got App Store. App Store means we can install apps from App Store. But it's not just App Store. When we go inside, we got Amazon Prime installed, Netflix installed, Google Play installed. We got Miracast and iMirror, which means we can cast from Androids and also iOS devices, such as iPhones and iPads and stuff. We got Chrome as a browser installed. That's a good thing. And YouTube, you already know, you can add these apps to the main page. And Bluetooth speaker, when you hit it, Bluetooth speaker mode, that's the good stuff. And you're going to connect, you can connect your device to this. And the file browser, like I told you, I love it because if you don't have a file browser, it's a hassle. You need to have install some stuff to the device. And for the rest, you got every kind of popular app for media functions, and you got also Kodi. But definitely you have a Google Play, so you can install everything that you want. So no problem there. You got also Flex, and you got Spotify. Since this is a good speaker also, you can play your music's tunes as well, just like a speaker. So I think I covered the menu, entire menu, and the detail of the menu here. And the last part is like I showed you at the bottom. And the only thing I didn't probably show you, haven't shown you, is the up top icons, the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and the weather probably, and the hour. I can't go there. So that's it. So if I change the main banner here, like this area, that's also giving a dynamic style. This is the menu. I think we've finished the menu. You've seen everything about the Wanbo Mozart one at the menu stage. This is the section for latency of the Wanbo Mozart one. This thing is quite important for gamers, definitely. And with the tests of slow motion camera app from the PC we have connected, from the laptop screen to the projector screen, we have 5 or 7 kind of ish milliseconds. But if we even say 8 or 15, depending on the situation, because there is a fluctuation, but even in the 5 to 15 milliseconds of delay, this projector can definitely be a gamer projector. Because normally, if you go for 4 milliseconds of projectors, like a Optomo UHD 35 of my earlier 4K projector, it is bulb, it is huge, it is above $850, probably $900 levels, and it is giving that latency with the full HD settings, not the 4K. So if it's a 4K gaming projector, but in the 4K the latency is not like 4. So this device definitely catches $800 level, maybe even more, 4K projector, 4K gaming projector level on the full HD. So it's interesting to see. I believe this part of the video will definitely give you an idea for a gamer choice, and it could be your PlayStation 5, Series X and Series S best partner on the gaming. In this part of the video, I'm going to play from breaking copyright with omnidirectional microphone, and we are away from like 80 centimeters from the projector. Don't focus on the visual quality, the settings just to show you what we are playing. This is a breaking copyright channel, and the sound level will be 76%, which is not going to be no problem for any device. So I will be doing the same thing with the speaker too. So let's get start to play the Wanbo's depth. This piece of music fully will be played, and it will be probably demonstrate you enough of the capabilities of this speaker. So let's start.
I'm going to connect the Vestel Decibel. As you can see, when the Bluetooth is on the sync mode, it's automatically seeing the device. And when I hit the pair, it will be paired and we're going to test it. So this is how easy to connect any soundbar, probably headphone or earbud, kind of like a accessory through Bluetooth. Very easy. So you can watch every movie in a big screen with your Bluetooth earbuds or your headphones, and you can connect Bluetooth speakers like this. So let's continue to the rest of this device, which is basically a similar level of power. Let's just hear it versus one by one.
In this part of the video, I'm going to play some 4K video from YouTube. How I do it, it's from Xbox Series X. Let me just stop it here. It might not work fluently because of my internet connection, but let me just show you the settings. This is a 4K night walk in Tokyo Shibuya. And the settings is, as you can see, 144p. If I go to 4K, real 4K, it will be probably slowing down, so I will be sticking up with this. But the idea is to give as sharp as image possible. So you might be wondering why you are trying to give full HD projector 4K visual or 2K plus visual. That's to get the maximum out of it. As you can see, this is a sharp image and you'll be happy with the result. And for the rest of the room, you can think of it like it's getting brighter. So the camera levels, camera settings are adjusted to the screen. What is good for me, it's this device is really catching good level of black. So that is one of the important things. If you have good balance with the black and white, that's going to be a good thing for you to understand the sharpness and depth. If you don't have the contrast, you're going to be lacking somewhat of a light colors, and also black will increase the overall experience in any game or movie. So the contrast is important. And I can also, again, try to look at the sharpness here. Step by step, I can adjust it anytime I want. So right now it's fully focused. So it's quite good. Let's go back. And in this section, I will go play some games for you to show you the capabilities of gaming, and later on we will be doing similar thing with ALR screen when the lights are on. So if you have a good screen, you can do way better things than this. By the way, this screen is right now quite bright. I will also increase the size. This is 100 inch. I will try to push the limits of the Wanbo Mozart one on the size too. Don't worry about it. So the things that you asked will be come along the review. Let's just restart this race and this entire from event. Let's just start it from the scratch and continue. Let's just start it. And this is a Colin McRae or Dirt Rally. If I remember correctly. This is a Dirt Rally game. And what I want to show you is gaming capabilities. We will be looking at this 100 inch of image. You can connect your PlayStation 4 Pro, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, like me, Xbox Series S, or Xbox One kind of like devices, and you can definitely create a 4K media device and the gaming console together with the Wanbo Mozart one. And since it has a good speaker, you don't have to use any speaker at all. Let's start the game and pass this era. By the way, it's going to be a little difficult for me to play, but I'm going to open up a little bit of sound. Okay. I'm playing from up close, so it's difficult, kind of. Let's just hit the B button. It feels fluent enough for casual gaming. It's been a long time I haven't played this game, so don't focus on my gaming skills, please. Okay. Playing up close is difficult than you think, because you think that you can handle stuff, but everything is big. So I'm sorry if I play very bad, but normally I'm not this much of a bad player. Most of the time I use wheels for racing, like G29 Logitech, kind of. So the gamepad is not my thing. As you can see, it feels like fluent. So we will check the details again. If you're wondering why this car is slow because it's a slow car. This is a classic race from Dirt Rally. And I will be stopping here for this game. Let's go back to the menu. I will hit the flight simulator to show you the 4K flight simulator capabilities. By the way, if you're wondering what kind of resolution that we're projecting, I will give it a go in the menu and show you. This is the main menu of the flight simulator. I'm not going to play it, but this shows quite a bit of good image in a huge size. Definitely flight simulator with the projector, I highly recommend it. But to play this game, you need to have the latest Xbox Series S or X. And I will close and show you the settings of the device. Let's just go to the settings, because you will be probably wondering the signal. When you go to the general TV and display options, we got resolution of Full HD. Since the projector is Full HD, console is not giving us a 4K resolution, so you can't get your console to give 4K signals. That's one of the things. If you're wondering if I have a PS5, can I give 4K signal? No, because you might be thinking like, if I go 4K signal, I will be giving the sharpest image, but you can't, because devices are connected with HDMI and they're knowing one another, identifying the real resolution of the devices. No problem for the Full HD, so that's quite a good option. And if I show you something like this is an animating kind of like a pixelated game, but shows the general contrast level, like blacks and the colors. So I just want you to see it, how good the blacks are. This is my part, but definitely it's not the best game to show off. But take a look at the graphics. So the blacks are good, colors are good. Brightness is also, bright areas are quite bright because of the 900 lumens of power. Let's go. Only way is down or way out. Yep. I think this level is over. So I think this is enough to show you the blacks, dark levels, and also the contrast for gaming. In this section of the video, I'd like to show you my test setup for Ansilumen power calculations. As you can see right now on the right, we got Epson TW7000, and on the ground we have Wanbo Mozart 1. What I will do is put them in a distance that they can deliver 100-inch image on the wall. Epson is going way back because of its throw ratio. TW7000 is not a wide angle projector, so it's difficult to get a wide picture from it. So that's why it is back, more back than the Wanbo. And the only light in the room is coming from the projector right now. The Wanbo looks like this, as you can see. And by the way, I have lots of writings and most of the calculations for the Ansilumen power output you will be seeing in the screen. So this is the test setup. So no light in the room. No light is open. The only light is coming from the projector. So that way you will have a better idea. Let me just go back. I know it's a mess. Sorry about this. This is the screen setup. 100-inch for the Epson. And the Wanbo is on the table normally. But if I put it on the table, it blocks the Epson. So right now it's down. But in the test section, Wanbo will be on the unit. So this is the test standard, and I'll be measuring the light with my light meter here. This section is the power tests of two projectors, because normally if I do only Wanbo, you'll be thinking, hey, this guy is testing, and is it right, is it wrong? I know what I'm doing because I've been doing testing stuff for over 15 years. So I have a light meter here and it's working properly. I've did my tests. The projector that I'm referring as a, let's just say, benchmark out of things, this is Epson TW7000. It's a 4K $1,500 projector, and I'm not comparing with the $399 and with the discount less than $350. As you can see, Wanbo Mozart 1. Let me just put the Wanbo here. At least it would be on the screen, because normally I put it on the box, give the same amount of screen. My test setup, you already seen the room, how the calculation works. I put the projectors into the pretty decent white picture, and I measure from the 9 points. Let me just close the menu of the Epson. I measure 9 equal points in the screen every time, and I look for average in those areas, like in the middle of it, most of the time ideal. So you make your measurement and you calculate it, and you divide it to a 9. You add all the numbers that you collected from 9 different points, and you divide it by 9. You'll be seeing the formula on the screen, and then you multiply it with the square meter size that you have. This is right now 100-inch, and which means it is, if I remember correctly, 221 or something around that region length screen. Diagonal, it is 100-inch. So my test results was, let me just go back. So the Wanbo made 478 and 485 ish, because it's just changing the place to place, but generally we can call it 480 Ansilumens of power. I know it declares 900 in the website of them, and the Epson creates Epson TW7000 declares 3000, and it is giving in the up top most power consumption mode, and when everything is top notch, it gives 2340, 45, and 50, depending on where you set things. Let's call it 2350. When you talk about these numbers, Wanbo is delivering 53.1% of their declaration. Epson is giving 78.2 of their power declaration. So that means nobody is telling actual Ansilumen. They're always trying to find their way. So there is no judging Wanbo here. I know you might be thinking the declaration of the value, the power output is low. Well, for me, it's not, because I've tested a lot of projectors. I know it's not a right thing to do, but when everybody else is doing it, if you don't do it, I'm not trying to protect the brand, but I'm just giving you a general idea. I have to test every projector that comes to me with equal measure tool, and also same way that I test them, like in this setup or in my studio closed no light setup. When you do that for every projector, you can create a detailed table, but also that would be my test device with this. So there is no actual, let's just say, standard of things. If I buy something more expensive, maybe I will be more precise, but definitely this is at least a standard that I can tell you confidently. And Wanbo delivers 480 pure Ansilumen. It's like a real horsepower and the real horsepower. Okay, let me just count then on a crank and the wheel is two different things on a car. If we are not talking about electrics, most of the time petrol engine just pumps up the gas and blows inside the engine and returns the shaft. When you get your torque or horsepower from the shaft, it could be high. But with the parts that the rest of the car has, like transmission and the parts around the shaft tunnel, whatever those parts are, and then until it goes to the wheel, back wheels or four wheels, whatever, it just delivers less power. For example, on the crank, they can give it to you like 800 horsepower. On the wheels, it might be like 700 horsepower. 100 horsepower is lost on the way. So that is also happening in the car industry, or many of the stuff. Like they show you a test number. For example, on the speaker test, they show you peak number of volume, like a peak watt power from RMS. Like brands like Logitech does similar stuff. They put peak RMS number on some of their boxes. I've tested early this year. So they declare a lot of big numbers. So it's nothing unusual. But when everybody does this, I think brands are trying their best to avoid it. But when some of the brands just start doing it or trying some ways, and everybody gets into the same train and they are trying to get margin as possible. So I'm not judging Wanbo, but I'm judging all of the projectors in this part of the video. So this is not just for the Wanbo, but give you the general information. So I will be declaring 900 Ansilumen in the rest of the video, but you'll be seeing the test stage if you watch this entire video. So you'll get the actual number, but keep that in mind. If I test every projector that I have, you'll have different numbers from each projector. Maybe I will create short videos to give you different ideas about projectors, brightness levels in the fast pass way. But the brightness is not just single thing for the projector. The contrast and also the image quality and the sharpness all together creates the quality of your picture that you see on the screen. So Wanbo delivers quite a bit of good image for the price that it has. and for the optics that it has, and definitely for the size. This thing is huge compared to the Wanbo Epson TW7000. It's a 4K and probably 2.5 times bigger, much more heavier, much more expensive, like 4 or 5 times, depending on where you purchase it. It doesn't have speakers. So it's just dedicated to pure visual quality, and also it has probably 5,000 hours of lamp life. This has 30,000 around, so they're not the same thing. It's apple to orange. No comparison here. I just want you to understand the declaration of Ansilumen, because you guys are asking a lot and I don't want to disappoint you. But if I have to test every projector in this sort of manner, for example, very cheap projectors from like different brands, I've tested like $50 to $75 until the $100 range. They presume they have 250 Ansilumen and they are giving around 58, 50, 5 times less. So they are delivering actually 20%, 30% what they deliver. So you have to test every device to give you, I have to test every device to give you the real number. That's the conclusion. I believe this part gives you enough information, not just about Wanbo's Ansilumen power, but also Ansilumen in general. Watch my Ansilumen calculation video, and if you want to learn more about this, just ask too many questions about the topics that you want to learn, and maybe I will create another guide for you.